35-5 is the score that's in my mind after what was ideally a pretty interesting day. The Uganda Sevens starting very, very well, particularly, but not ending the day on the highest. I'm here with, of course, Edwin and Ernest and a very, very celebrated journalist, Mr. Deus Bugembe. Guys, before we talk about a lot, I just want us to give our thoughts now that we have had a little bit of a time to reflect on what the last game was. Zimbabwe versus Uganda. Uganda really taking a beating there. Just starting with you, Deus, what do you really think about that game?
I think for me personally, I saw this coming. Okay, maybe to be a bit polite, maybe it didn't really shock me because from the first game against Algeria, despite the fact that we were attacking where we looked vulnerable in defense, the same thing with Burkina Faso. Yeah. We had to come from behind. I remember having a chat with the coach, and he was also surprised that we were missing a lot of tackles. And against Zim, home crowd backing them, and everything was against us. Our players have really looked off in the game, and for me, I think it's we could also pick some positives from such a result. We could use it to bounce back and have a better day too, because I think when the players and the entire team goes back to their hotel, they have a lot to reflect on and see what they can do better. Otherwise, the Uganda Sevens team we are used to is known that the one that has showed up today. The results might look good for the first two games, but the play wasn't really up there like we've gotten used to. Some of the players we are used to giving us up to 90 meters of running, all the defense, have not been up to it today. And I think when they go back home and when they go back to their hotel rooms, they have something to think about. Yeah.
Yeah, and should you really be hard on them? I mean, they got 2 wins, but it looks like this has really overshadowed the efforts that they had earlier in the day. What do you have to say about the Uganda Sevens?
I think for me, it was always going to be tough, playing here. Remember last year, always remember last year. The players were playing in front of their home crowd. They were buzzing. Families were there. Friends were there. Everything just worked in our hands. And the favor has, and remember, that's how we put 50 points, 60 points. I think it was even 70 points against Burundi in our first game, yeah. And we continued all that momentum up to the final where we beat Zimbabwe on 0. Because we had that 8th man. They were very good. They're playing very good rugby, the boys. But we had that advantage of the 8th man. And today, the favor has been returned. Zimbabwe are playing at home. Fine, they struggled in the first game. But Uganda have not been far off the mark from where we have always played from. But just that Zim had that extra man pushing them forward. They did everything well, and they had that extra man pushing them forward. Because you look at the first try, the guy banned Okeni and Fido.
It's been a minute since I've seen someone ban Okeni like that. It was actually scary to see.
And Okeni has been banning. Okeni scored 4 tries in the game against Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso drew with Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe have done everything well. They had the advantage of the home ground. Uganda, we've made a couple of mistakes. And I was with Deus when we were speaking to Coach Toli. And one of the things that we noted was we're leaking tries in the middle, not on the outside. We're leaking tries in the middle. And Coach Toli actually mentioned that he's surprised that the guys missing the tackles are the experienced guys. Yeah, so maybe it's... And we've seen it, the 1 try we considered against Algeria, the 3 tries we considered against Burkina Faso, and a couple of tries that we considered here against Zim. It was the same problem. And I feel it's unfortunate, yeah. I don't want to say it's a bad day, but it's one of those things which just happen and you're wondering, because these are guys who don't miss tackles. Like, it's a bare minimum. For the missing tackles is normal. So if such things are happening, you begin to worry. But I think, for me, we did what was enough to go to the Cup quarterfinals. We did what was enough for us to go to the Cup quarterfinals. We're still alive in this. So today's business is done. I think maybe there will be some reflecting. Maybe the rugby has not failed. Today maybe the mentor might have failed. The rugby didn't fail the mentor, maybe, in my view.
Edwin, we off air, we did talk about something in regards to the team. That after this, how do they pick themselves up? Hoping that maybe the frustration of this loss doesn't get them to maybe have a few conflicts among themselves, maybe a bit of finger pointing. How do you think the Uganda Sevens can really bounce from this point with a really busy day 2 coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, as Ernest says, we're still in the tournament. That's the most important thing. So let's take that positive first. Unlike Deus, I was very confident we're going to beat Zim even by 10 to score kind of margin. Yeah, I was very, very confident. I mean, at 14-0, I knew like, nah, this is just home crowd stuff. We'll start cooking. Second half, when we scored that try, I was like, comeback is coming. And then when it got to 19, at that point, you could see it was starting to leave them. And from a mental perspective, guys, a little bit switched off. You could see a little bit of nerves, some indecisive plays. You're not sure whether you should carry, whether you should pass, kick. So that mental aspect of being the side playing against the home crowd came into play as well. And also us as the fans, we had nothing to say. But good thing is we're still in the tournament. As the team, I think their key thing now is to bond even closer, stay off social media, just focus on next game.
Yeah, we are a toxic bunch, so they need to watch this after.
Yeah.
Maybe something. He talked about the conflicts, the conflict and the finger pointing.
Yeah.
I think that's good for the team. I think it goes down to accountability.
Depends how it's done.
Probably, these
How
are
it's
guys.
received.
This is a bunch that has been together for some good time. I think they know how to do it. Like he said, the way you deliver the criticism or you ask for the accountability also matters, because your teammate might take it the wrong way. But this is a rude awakening we've all been waiting for a very long time. This is a team that we beat 28-0 last year at home, and I think that result has been on their mind. And the moment we were drawn in the same pool, they looked forward to this game and they needed to make a statement, which they have made. So I think the ball is now in our court. It's now our turn to do something about it. And probably tomorrow, it depends who we play in the quarters. Is it South Africa?
I don't know if we have reached the point yet of discussing the quarters, but
Exactly. That is where we are going next now. And it's, one of the conversations that has been going through day one was the path to the final. People are already even looking at, Uganda Sevens has already finished top, and now they are going to go through this path. But now we have finished second in our group.
There's a lot of maths to
How is the path looking now?
The match has already been done.
Okay.
So we're going to play Zambia in the Cup quarterfinals tomorrow. So like you saw John Bosco Mwamba explain, the top 8 out of the 12 will go for the Cup quarterfinals. So that's the best 6 from each pool, and then the second best, the best third place team, and then the second best third place team. A bit of a mouthful for the English, but those are the teams. And Uganda has gone through as number 2 in Pool C. I expect Burkina Faso to also go through. I've only known Uganda's fixture. So they might go through as best third place team or second best third place team. But we are facing Zambia in our Cup quarterfinal. So we would have been in the lower bracket. Now we've been pushed to the top bracket. The top bracket has South Africa. So should we beat Zambia? I expect us to beat Zambia clean, hands down. Should we beat Zambia? And should South Africa beat their opponent? We shall meet South Africa in the semi-final. I feel more comfortable against South Africa than against Zimbabwe today. I feel more comfortable against them. I know it's going to be tough, but remember Commonwealth Games 12-12 against Australia. Remember the World Cup, I think there's a very tough game that we ended up winning. Should be Hong Kong. Yeah, very tough game. We beat Germany, the team that had always beaten us here. But you look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe have done a lot of good work in their rugby. The 15s team went to the finals of the Rugby Africa Cup and lost to Namibia. The under-20 team has been beating the whole continent for free for 2 years now. The Zimbabwe women's team is coming up. Not so much, they are coming up. But it was high time that their sevens team started performing. And maybe playing at home was what they needed to push them across the line. Unfortunately, we are the first big victim. Tomorrow, their path has Kenya. If they go through, their path has us again. Because I believe we shall go over Zambia and South Africa. If we get there, we shall have another chance against Zimbabwe. But maybe we just need to beat Zambia first, and then we can deal with the white elephant in the room. Everyone, a big elephant in the room. Everyone is worried about South Africa. They've only conceded 1 try today against Madagascar in the last game. So
Actually,
Actually,
two.
against Madagascar in the very last game. So, and we were passing by. This is the funny bit. We were passing by coming from the warm-up area, and the South Africans were asking. I think they're asking someone who was passing by. They're asking, who won the last game? That was Hedold. Hedold asked who won the last game, and the guy responded Zimbabwe, and Hedold smiled because it's like he's more excited about meeting Uganda on this side. And I think it's a good thing because even us, we are willing to play them.
Talking about South Africa, yesterday I had a chat with Zane Davis and Justin Gerald, and they really know a lot about Uganda. Though they accused us of being physical. I don't think we are really a physical side. but they were aware of the Uganda threat. They said we are a very brilliant team with a lot of individual players who are able to come up with a moment of brilliance at any time. But you talked about, you sounded so sure that we can run over Zambia tomorrow. I think that's a mentality that our players should not carry into tomorrow's game, because I think it's the same mentality we've carried as fans and players throughout today, thinking we are going to just scan through the team, through the pool, and just beat up on everyone. And here we are. Zimbabwe has put us in a very tight spot. How has Zambia played today? I don't think they have been really a bad side, because if they really just need to up their game a little bit, and if we don't do anything, we don't improve from whatever we've had to do or to show up with today, they can't shock us tomorrow, and it's the last thing we want to see or hear.
When it comes to Zambia, why I'm not concerned, but I'm concerned.
Isn't that the overconfidence that got us beaten today?
Okay, now let me tell you why I'm concerned. Why I'm concerned is, Zambia, their plays, they are fast and they go through the middle quite easily when they break.
Which has been
yeah.
our
So
Achilles
now
heel.
our Achilles heel, these past 3 games has been the middle. Like when we reset on the rack, and it's in open play, we get an issue. And you see, if you notice, Zimbabwe didn't switch, didn't dummy run or whatever. It was just clean breaks. So that would be the area of concern. Why I would not necessarily be concerned as well is that it's going to be Pirates fans. It's going to be a moment of redemption. So we're going to redeem ourselves in this game we're going to play against Zambia. I don't know if it means we're going to be here early singing Omchere Munyama in the morning, but it highly looks to be the thing. So in that particular fixture,
Why do the Pirates fans come in there? You mentioned that.
I'm trying to get Nigos for my guy back in UG. yeah. I mean, the moment of redemption will be how we bounce back from this adversity we've been put in. Finger pointing, no finger pointing, get the basics right, play on attack, defend like champions, and let's go meet South Africa and show them what's up.
Yeah, I think
Guys, we have to play Zambia first, though.
yeah, let's first play Zambia, guys. The one thing I have to note is even on the pitch when we're getting beaten by Zimbabwe, even our fans in the supporting were getting mauled. Like we tried to support, but man, we're just drowned in a sea of Zimbabwean fans. But anyway, yeah, they came to play. They watched us in the morning, supporting the first game, and then they were like, oh, they sent for drums. They were even putting on the same attire all through. It's like they had planned that stuff.
We can't get drums in duty free, so.
But anyway, guys, day 2 is coming up. But aside from the Uganda Sevens, before we conclude, I just want each of you to tell me what your highlight of the day has been. Day 1, the experience. It can be on pitch, it can be off pitch.
Would you like to go first? Me, I
You
think
should go first.
Zimbabwe, Harare is hot, guys. Harare is hot. I think today I drank like a carton of water or like 8 bottles of water alone. Hey, Zimbabwe is hot. The rugby is hot as well, but away from that, that's off the pitch. On the pitch, I'm really, really happy with the teams that came last year, and you look at them today, there's been a huge improvement. Burkina Faso, it's been a very huge improvement in the rugby that they play and in the structure and in everything. I'm very happy about African Sevens. Teams have been putting in the work, and these teams that have come through the qualifier, the tournament that was played in Mauritius, I think Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Algeria, the teams that played there, there's been an improvement from what we saw last year, and I'm really happy about that. For me, that's been
I
my
think
highlight.
for me, my highlights are not so far away from Ernest. Zimbabwe is really hot. No wonder they call it the Sunshine City.
Yeah.
Unlike Ernest, who has had to take carton of water. I've
Yeah,
dealt with
cover
cold beer, man. Cold beer has helped me through this, and I'm still standing up. Then I'm also impressed with Nigeria. They have really improved like a lot from the last time we saw them play sevens rugby. They have the good size, they have the speed. I think they just need a little fine tuning, but they will be there.
Maybe
They look like a good team.
One thing
yeah.
about Nigeria is that about like 7, 8 of the players are based in the UK.
The UK?
Should be London actually, in the UK. So
I think
their
that
players are
explains
good,
a lot,
but maybe they don't have the chemistry yet.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because they
That's the
really look
chemistry
like a good team. Then, of course, another highlight. It's the last game of the day, man. For me, it's still on my mind. That loss to Zim. I don't want to say it really shocked me. At the same time, I don't want to say I expected it.
You already did.
You already told us.
I don't want to say I expected it,
No,
but
don't start
but it
don't start
wasn't really a big
backtracking.
shocker. It wasn't
This
really
thing
a
is
big
going
shocker.
live soon, so we're not going to edit that part out.
He didn't want to lose his visa back home.
So Edwin, what has been your highlight?
Man, it's hot. I'm dehydrated. I feel like I need an ice bath. I've been told arrangements have been made for me.
For you only.
Yes. Yeah. I have my shirt. The Nyegovic shirt, JD. Maybe for me the highlight is I like that game of Kenya Zambia, particularly that the no look offload try.
Oh yeah.
That
was
knocked
beautiful.
guys out. The whole crowd jumped up here. Then maybe Aaron's inside out and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Sent the guy to Busia and back. But yeah, Uganda, get your heads up and we'll see how we can do it.
Yeah, anyway, but we'll be here definitely for day 2, a review to see who has finally won. Will Uganda go the way and beat South Africa, as Ernest says, or will something happen along the way? What will happen? Will we get a chance to revenge against Zimbabwe in this day 1 loss? Let's wait and see. But otherwise, thank you for being part of the Fat Cats review of the Rugby Africa Sevens in Zimbabwe, Harare, and we shall be bringing you a lot more. But I think we will have now a chance to go and, aside from the rugby, just check out a few things about the town and maybe a few hangouts, a few food places. So I'm looking forward to that. But otherwise, we'll be here tomorrow, same time, to give you an update. Cheers.
Bari Shebile.